guys, welcome. In this video, we will be demonstrating a commonly known vulnerable named SQL injection. To demonstrate this particular SQL injection, I have created a simple website, and yeah, let me initiate a simple Python website using the Flask framework. And yeah, let me start. Yes, so my host website is live now, so I can go to this particular URL. I can open my website. Okay, so this is a simple a website, a bookstore website, an online bookstore, okay, where you can literally buy any books. Although this is for just a demonstration purpose, so I didn't create any every part, but mainly you can observe that yes, this is an A to Z bookstore with a similar kind of looking of a real original bookstore. And you may find here that there is a login portal, okay, and there is this search portal, and yes, that's it. So you can go search, like for example, since this is just for a demonstration purpose, I have only put the book name as book 1, book 2, okay. So you can find the book 1 details, book 2 details, or something like that, right? Yes. So this is a normal looking website for end user. It is a normal looking website with a login portal, with a search bar, and with a normal home and this thing. Okay. Now you being an ethical hacker or a penetration tester will try to find the vulnerabilities of this particular website, and let's exploit it. Okay, and yes, okay, now this is my setup as my as me trying to pen test that particular website. So this is the website. Okay, this is the website clear, okay, with all those functionality and etc. And this is my setup from a hacker's perspective, or the pen tester perspective. And the right side consists small notes and etc. So that I can write the results of every phase. Okay, so being a pen tester, you will be having 5 to 6 phases, whereas I collectively, these are the phases which these are the general phases. Okay, the first one, the reconnaissance; second one, the scanning, enumeration. So these are fundamental pen testing phases or levels, and ethical hacking has its own 5 hacking has its own phases. Okay, so every it's a simple level by level approach to try to pen test. And yes, in our situation, I have this setup, a simple setup where right side I write my notes, whatever the results I find it, and the left side I have the terminal interface where I use these tools to try to hack into my website. Yes, so the first phase, the reconnaissance phase. Reconnaissance phases, in this particular example, this particular demonstration, I would like to use 2 pre-built tools. Okay, sorry, one pre-built tool, namely DIRP, or you can also call it as a DIR buster, which means it is it is the directory buster. Okay, so what is directory? It is a folder, as and every website consists of some common websites like login. Okay, let me show you in my website that if you go to login, you may find in the URL that after my particular URL there is this /login. So /login is one of a directory where I return the login page of my particular this thing. And if I search something like book 1 or something, by search, you may find that /search is another directory, and with a question mark, which means that is a query or a parameter after which you are passing some particular value, and that is going into the search bar. So these directories are commonly found in every website, and we'll try to find the key if we can find any more useful dir directories. So let's start with our first tool, DIRB, in the reconnaissance phases, and let's go with my HTTP with my URL. Okay, I'll directly paste my URL, and I'll just start my brute forcing. So what it does is, there is this thing called comment.txt in my word list directory. In the user share the word list comment.txt, it has a collection of commonly used directories, and it will try to brute every source, and it will find you the common stuff of that particular website. And now you can see the first value /login, as you just saw that there is a /login, and now the /search. But you may also find that there is this /robots.txt. Now, what is robots.txt? And you may also find that there is wp-login. Okay, let me write this in my notes. Okay, so after scanning, I found out two interesting factors coming. So robots.txt, and the second one what I found is wp-login. Okay, so these two things I found really interesting, which apart from login and search. Okay, let me go into my website, but before that, what is this robots.txt? So robots.txt is again a common directory for every website, not only for my website. And what does it do is, it tells your search engine not to specifically show the search results of some particular directories of my website. Okay, let's go into my website and you may clearly understand. So this is my website, right? So there was /login/search, those are the common ones. But if I go to robots.txt, and you may find, yes, there is this thing called user agent disallow wp admin, and allow wp admin ajax.php sitemap and something. Yeah, there is this https a2zbook.com, my particular website, and there is this particular instruction of not to allow search engine to show this wp admin, because wp stands for WordPress, and since although my website is not built on WordPress, but there are real websites which are built on WordPress, right? So you don't want those WordPress login data directly shown on the search results, right? Hence, robots.txt tells search engines like Google, Bing, not to go into this particular, not to show the /wp admin, totals. But then, since we have found there is this wp login, which means WordPress login of my particular browser, let me try and go to wp-login, and yes, you may find that there is another login portal especially for admin, and you may require an admin and password. Okay, so based on my results, based on my reconnaissance, I may find that from robots.txt I found out that it is not allowed. The instruction says that as a search engine, you shouldn't go for the particular stuff, but rather I got really more interesting to I found the admin page, right? So I could just write this thing as the reconnaissance phase, and you may now I have done my reconnaissance and found out that there is a hidden admin page for me, and you can only access it if you type in the /wp admin login. Okay, this is my reconnaissance phase. Now next phase is scanning or enumeration. Okay, scanning phase, there is again we'll try another tool for the scanning purpose. Okay, and this will be Nmap. Okay, so Nmap is widely used for scanning purposes. Okay, and we'll use Nmap to scan my particular website. Okay, so if I go to the terminal again and type in Nmap and specifying my particular IP address again, I could just copy and paste the IP address without the HTTP, and when I run it, sorry, without the port number 2, because it will scan all the ports and it will try, and then you may find that the particular website has two open ports. One is TCP running at 22 port and another TCP running at 5000, which is UPnP. But whereas for now, since our 5000 port is web server, so it is mostly about an HTTP protocol. Okay, but then you may find that there is two ports. This is again an interesting fact that I found. Two ports. One is SSH, the other is HTTP, which is again the usual ones. But then after scanning, I found out there is this SSH port which I can try to brute force. Okay, in my next assessment, the vulnerability assessment, I can try to brute force my SSH using Hydra 2 or something, or I can find further more stuff. Okay, so Reconnaissance gave me some data about my particular website, and scanning has given me few more data. Okay, that there is another protocol working on that particular website, which is my particular website, that is SSH secure shell. And yes, this is the second phase, which is scanning phase. Let's analyze ourselves first. Okay, have we done enough reconnaissance, or have we done enough enumeration so that we can step on to the next phase? And I found out that no, I have not done enough reconnaissance, or I have skipped, I may missed some of the parts, some of the crucial parts, but I just skip those parts. For example, this being a pen tester, we may usually encounter that we may miss the small parts and we concentrate on large scale. So I was concentrating on secure shell, okay, and I was concentrating on what I was concentrating on in-depth, whereas I was leaving back in the reconnaissance phase that I have /search, right? So if I try here search, right, and I have said that I have used a question mark for the parameter query, and I am sending my query. Okay, I'm passing my query. Okay, and yes, if I search, I'll get my values, that's for sure. But I missed this part in my reconnaissance. But this is the crucial part in here, because this is what you are doing, right? This is what we are demonstrating in this particular video, which is SQL injection. And how do you perform in SQL injection, and what is SQL injection? SQL injection is passing queries, that usually is not intended to be passed. And how are you passing the queries? For example, in here you're searching for book 1, okay, and you're searching for book 1 using the search directory, but you're using the query parameter. But yeah, what the main point in here is that I have missed this small thing, which can be a huge flaw or major vulnerability. So let me go to my. So what I have done is I have reanalyzed my situation with my reconnaissance data and scanning enumeration data, and I found out that I missed one of the data, which is really interesting and should be seen, is search bar. And what can I do about it is by SQL injection, right? SQL injection. Yes, so of course you have done your scanning and you found out that there is this SSH protocol running, right? So in this phase now, since we are talking about vulnerability assessment comes after the first two phases, that is reconnaissance and scanning. And after reconnaissance, I found out that there is this interesting portal called WP login, but we can try brute forcing the WP login admin page, but that is not in our intention in here. That is not this demonstration video is for. And we can also try SSH brute force attack using Hydra, but I'm pretty sure that it can't be possible because my particular SSH version is secure, that it may not allow you to brute force it. Okay, so we are left with SQL injection, which means that although let's try this SSH part also. Let's try this Hydra part. Okay, we can use the tool name Hydra to brute force my particular this thing. And how do you do that? You go to your Kali Linux again, and you use sudo to be the super user. Use Hydra, okay, -L, and my SSH may contain any username. I'm trying the username admin, okay, and I'm using my password list to be /user/share/word list rockq.txt. And those who are into already this pentesting field, you may heard about rockq.txt. It is a really famous word list with a very commonly used vulnerable websites, and now we are trying it onto our particular IP address, right? And what we are trying to brute force, we are trying to brute force our secure shell, and I have given 4 threads, okay, or you can also increase it to 40 threads, and I'm giving another flag -v for verbosity. And when I try this, it asks me for my password, and when I try this, now successful path, see, you have seen that there is 1 out of 1 target completed, 0 valid passwords found, but then rocky.txt is a real password file. Since it is completed so fast, which means that my particular SSH is not allowing me to brute force. Okay, so this thing, the attack using Hydra, for SSH doesn't work at my system. So my plan of hacking it through SSH failed simply. And there is 2 more things. There is admin page where you can try to brute force the admin page either, but that is not our video. It's for our video is mainly about SQL injection. So in our vulnerability assessment, we'll try SQL injection. In reconnaissance, we found out that there is really good stuff, that is robots.txt. There is WP admin page separate, and there is an SQL injection. There may be a chance of SQL injection using the search bar because it takes queries. And then in scanning, we found out there is SSH, and in vulnerability assessment, we found out that we couldn't perform SSH using Hydra. We thought of doing Hydra, but we couldn't find out. Hydra was failed. Okay, so the other option we had is SQL injection, and the other thing which is admin page, you can brute force admin page, but that is out of context Okay, so phase 4, exploitation. So we'll try to get into our website. Okay, so yeah, to perform this SQL injection, see, I'm not going into the depth of really performing the actual SQL injection into a real website. Instead, this is my simple website for a demonstration purpose, and I know the key to hack into the website. So I'm just trying to show you what is the key. Okay, so here is a key. There in my search, I'll find a book, and I've ended I've used a single quote, which means that in my SQL code, I'll further show you my SQL code and why it is performing this way. But then for now, you see there is union operator, since in our SQL we have this union operator which adds up data, and then it selects usernames, okay, and then passwords, and along with the 3 from employees. So there is this table called employees, and it will select username data, password data, and it will add the data for the book, since there is no book instead we have book 1, book 2, right? So it will add that particular data, and when we try to search it, there you go, we found out a table with the price is just a 3 number, because in our query we have given 3, right? In our query we have passed 3, but then we have passed username and password, and we got the usernames along with the password, and and luckily I found out the admin user along with the password. But do you think these are the passwords? I don't think so, because passwords are really simple, in simple manner, and these things look similarly to that of an hexadecimal values, right? So this maximum, there is alphabets only going maximum up to F. So this is definitely hexadecimals, and which means the passwords are not plain text. But also, if you consider the size of the passwords, these are, let's write into our exploitation. Okay, the size exploitation has done successfully got the, this is what generally is called a data breach. Okay. Where you find the usernames along with the passwords. Maybe the passwords are hashes, but you have find something, right? So yes, there was a data breach happened. Okay, so I'm gonna add it into my report here. Okay, in report I'm writing, the first point is data breach. After exploitation, I found out this table with the hashes with size of only 128-bit hash, and there are a lot of hashing algorithms, really good algorithms like SHA-128 also, which produces 128-bit size length. But then there is another hashing algorithm, namely MD5, and which is again a really poor hashing algorithm. So let's try going to CrackStation, which is one of a really good website if you want to see the basic MD5 password hashes. So let me paste my values in password, and yes, there you go, the result is secret password. So yeah, the password itself is poor, and again the hashing algorithm is really poor, okay, because it is using MD5 hashing algorithm. So these are our two main vulnerabilities what we have found. But let's try to exploit stuff. Since you got the username and password, let's try logging in with our username or password. Since I have admin, and if I sign in, there you go, I have been into my dashboard as an admin. Okay, welcome to dashboard, and since it is also it's a demonstration purpose, so I have not given all the attributes or functionalities being user. But then since this was only the login page of the book website, but I have WP login with me, right? W- login. This is the header portal again, only especially used for the admins to manipulate the stuff. And if I can see, if I try to use the same secret password, if I try to log in, now I am into the the admin portal as a WP admin. Okay, so since WP again, the WordPress has a lot of functionalities, but I'm just adding a simple functionality where I can upload the data, okay, as an admin. So I can add in my own stuff. Okay, so for the proof of concept, I'm writing POC as an item, and the quantity is 0, and the price also is 0. POC stands for proof of concept. Okay, just to show that I have hacked into the particular website and have changed the website. And you may also find there is this choose a file option to upload images, right? Upload images. And thankfully we have this method called steganography, where I can hide trojans into my images, right? And I can upload it into images. Although for this demonstration purpose it is out of box, because although if you upload the image, there should be a person handling the website. All websites, this is a demonstration website, but in real time there are managers who all time monitor those websites, and if anyone tries to execute that particular image, then there may be a chance of you can get into that particular server itself. But for now, you can just choose any image, or you can just directly submit and successfully added, which means if I go and search for POC, I can see there is a proof of concept. There is another item which I recently added. Okay, so the exploitation part, I've in the report again, you can write another report, other stuff telling that POC is being added as an item, right? So yes, this was about how you can try to do penetration testing, or you may also call it hacking, the ethical way. You are, as a pen tester, you are writing few of the stuff. See, this is a basic demonstration, so there was not much content I have written. These are only the basic stuff. But then up until here, there is you being a pen tester, you will find the you will try to reconnaissance. You found out that there can be a chance of different style of different, there may be different pathways to enter into that particular website, and then you'll find out there is another type of thing called SSH, but then you have failed the SSH because SSH is more secured, but you found out that the search may allow SQL injection vulnerability. Again, in exploitation, you found out that the two major flaws, in exploitation you found out that this hashing algorithm is really weak, that is MD5 hashing algorithm, and which can be easily crackable. Okay, so these are all the things in reporting. You may actually this is not it. In reporting, you will use a lot of documentation to clearly explain what were your each individual step on trying to hack into this website. Okay, this was our pen tester perspective. Now let's jump into the recovery of that particular website, which means like secure our website. So I have cropped the main part of the code which allowed the particular SQL injection. So this is the insecure version of the code where in this particular function, in this particular Flask framework using the Python, so there is this function where it accepts item which access from this particular API, which we pass into search parameter. Okay, so you will get the item, okay, and then you will try to connect to the database in a first line. Second line, you will try to execute a command where select everything from shop items where name is equals to, and you are passing the string directly into it. Okay, hence when you are directly passing a string, we can also pass a string like book, and then you add a union operator, and it will take it as a single string. Okay, select all from shop items where name is equals to book. Okay, and then it will also continue it from union. Okay, and select the username, password, and 3 from employees table, right? So that was our thing. So yeah, this was our employees table. Yeah, if you go into open database and if you try to open the insecure version of documents, so yes, these were two tables. One table was employees, the other tables was the book name, where you have added the POC, okay, the proof of concept this time in the vulnerables, and this was our employees table. So you are getting the both data of this thing. But then to improve the security, there was only just one command change in your SQL thing, that is this thing. So this is the safe way actually to get the data from database, okay, where you pass your item and you pass in these 2 percentile symbols. This time what happens is it filters out the particular data you're searching for, and you're only just passing that particular item. Okay, instead of union etc stuff. Okay, whenever you find it quotation mark, it will cancel out that particular quotation mark, and it will give you the only trimmed part of the particular string. Okay, this is the secured version of it. And then the other vulnerability what we found was the password hashing password thing. And you can see that this was our function to password hash my password. That is we are using .md5 and we are just trying to hash. But then let's increase the security and let's add a salting method in this. Okay, so this is the upgraded version of the code. Okay, so yeah, this time what happens is you are creating a salt and you are passing it to a function called pbkdf2hmac. Okay, this is a pre-built function in our hash library provided by Python again. And you are trying SHA-256 algorithm this time, SHA-256, so the output what you get is 256 bit output and byte output, sorry, bit output, and then password encoder again. Yeah, you are passing salt this time along with the number of iterations, this time 1 lakh iterations. So what happens is when you get your password, it will add in the salt. Okay, this randomly generated 32 bit wala salt. Okay, and it will it will be added into your particular password. It will be iterated, which means it will be passed to SHA-256, and then again the salt is been added to the particular output, the message digest, and again it is passed out to the iteration, and this process will continue up to 1 lakh times, which means it is even if the threat actor, the threat advisor can hack into a database, he will find the database something like this. Okay, he will find the database, secure website. Yeah, he will find the database something like this, and this will be the database where you can find the username. Even if he can try to breach into our website, the database without SQL injection or any different way, although we have improved our security not to allow the SQL injection, but there may be different possibilities. And even though if we can try to breach into our database, all you can find is these three things. The first one is our usernames, the second one is the password hash, and then there is password salt. This improves the security to a lot further, which means that if you try to even get these password hashes along with the salt, it will take you an hectic number of GPUs or lot system to crack into those passwords, and you are not sure whether it will be cracked or not. Okay, so this improves our security. So these were two vulnerabilities. One is the poor hashing algorithm, the other is the SQL injection, and for that we have created our changed the code, and let's try to run our secure website this time. To run the website. Okay, now let's go to our website. Okay, try to refresh it. This was our website, and if I try to try the same command, this time the brute force doesn't allow, where if I search for a book and I can see it's the books, and yes, so pretty much I have stopped the SQL injection along with the this thing. You stopped your SQL injection, and along with the increasing the security using your DB browser. So you have rectified your two mistakes as a good developer.